Hey, it's been a while since I've done a video, so I wanted to put something out before the end of January. If you're new to the channel, this is a little different from the typical gameplay videos I do, so go check those out if that's your persuasion. I was shocked by the last video I did. That it got as many views as it did. That was completely unintentional. I have mixed feelings about that one. But it was fun to edit, so it is what it is. But my subscribers basically doubled from that video. I was planning to do some kind of 100 subscriber special, but then it went past 100, and I think it's around 170 now or something like that. But that's crazy. I didn't even have time to make like a thank you video or anything. So thank you, by the way. If you're subscribed from that last video, I hope I don't disappoint you by saying that it's not the type of video I normally do, but I try not to lock myself into any specific format, so who knows? I just do what sounds fun to me at the moment. It's kind of just a little random sometimes, but typically it's some gameplay videos. I'm gonna try and stick to just videos that overall just entertain, not really like informative or anything like that. So I had a lot of videos I wanted to make around December, and I could only make one. So this video is kind of a mix of two different things, thank you video and like a recap of just the games that I played this year. So I hope you like it. It's kind of like a top 10. There's not even 10 games. It's like 5 or 6. They're also not in any specific order except the last one. That is the clear-cut winner of, you know, the best game I played this year. I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for commenting, liking, subscribing, doing everything. I really appreciate it. It's really cool to see people interact on the channel and give feedback, because I have a lot of fun doing it, and I'm glad that if people like my videos, you know, if they get any entertainment out of them or think they're funny, then that makes me feel good. So thanks for watching again, and anyway, enjoy the video.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
I had always heard great things about the God of War series, but never cared enough to give it a try. When God of War and God of War Ragnarok came out, though, that's when I started to pay more attention, especially to those PC ports. One day when I was browsing through a retro game store, I saw the original God of War for PS2, and I thought I'd give it a try. I knew the games were known for their epic scale and boss battles, but to finally experience it for myself, I knew I was in for a wild ride. Even for the first game in the series, I think it's one of the most impressive games I've seen on the PS2. As an outsider to the series, Kratos as a character seemed like he was only obsessed with fighting and revenge. If I were to sum up my first impressions of him, he's the violent, hyperactive kid from elementary school. You know, the one you tried to avoid on the playground because you knew if you guys started playing, he'd get physical and eventually take things too far. But once you hear more of his story, Kratos isn't as one-dimensional as I first thought. He has reasons to be as lost and angry as he is.
God of War, I haven't forgotten you. For what you did that night, this city will be your grave.
The combat throughout the game stays fairly simple, but keeps you entertained with some new moves here and there. And when you're not bashing someone's head in, you'll be solving some simple puzzles. Like the part where you have to freeze the stupid minotaurs while they're standing on a switch and then dash to get through the gate before they step off. Ah! The environments and set pieces are the real star of the show here. It was really cool to see Ares hurling fireballs in the background of a giant battle. Meanwhile, you're just this tiny dude making your way through Athens. A real jaw-dropper of a game that offers some challenge and a ton of cool moments. It makes me want to start the second one and eventually get to Ragnarok. Every now and then, I like to recommend games to my wife. She isn't a major goober gamer like me, but she does enjoy certain titles. One game she played a lot of in the past was Mario Galaxy. She's usually more comfortable playing games she grew up with, but sometimes I can convince her to try something new. And this year, she got enchanted by Super Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey is one of the most video games to ever exist. I got to sort of re-experience this game with my wife, and holy crap, I forgot how fun this game is. It's a blast from start to finish. There's something new around every corner, you're constantly discovering secrets, the movement mechanics are flawless, the music is superb, you can play as a man? I don't know how they can top this.
Oh my god, they got Luigi?
Needless to say, my wife quickly beat the game from start to finish. She would let me grab a few moons every once in a while, but once she was done, she still went back to try and finish all the purple coins and all the rest of the moons. And that's where I started to creep in and slowly take over. Before I knew what was happening, I had 100%ed like half the kingdoms. This game keeps you hooked the whole way through. For a Mario game, there's so much to do! I love the costumes, the kingdom variety, stomping giant piles of Goombas, committing insurance fraud. It's a must-have for the Switch that came from a year where Nintendo was pulling out all the stops, and I found myself having just as good a time as I did back then. When my friends told me about Lethal Company, I had no idea what I was in for. A goofy little $10 co-op game with the trendy late 2000s PC-era graphics? Please. I'm not gonna waste hours of my time on some lousy... Hello? Hello? Guys? Guys, is this a joke? Is this a joke? It's only my imagination. Only my imagination. As you search for scrap in the abandoned facilities, the horror is just one aspect of the game that is sure to grab you.
Those are some spider webs.
But if you don't scare easily, unlike me... Oh no, I can't. You're sure to have a great time screwing around with your friends, just trying to figure out how the items and the monsters work. Dude, I can't move. Hey, come here. I'll never forget the first time we tried driving the company cruiser.
Alright, hold on. Drive.
I can't wait for my free candy!
Oh my god.
Is he gonna find all our bodies? There's another one over there.
How is your body really flattened and charred?
Or messing around with a whoopee cushion.
Well, you guys want to get out of here then?
Best item in the game, by the way. It's definitely best to go in blind on this game and figure things out yourself. While it's very simple and you'll probably see everything the game has to offer within a few play sessions, the randomness of the monsters and the planets keeps things fresh, along with the daily challenge runs and a healthy list of community mods. So if you have a good group of friends and enjoy co-op games, this one is a no-brainer. Just make sure you ring that bell sparingly.
Devin, don't! You're tired!
Oh, I thought he was gonna live. Middle-earth: Shadow of War is one of my comfort food games. It isn't revolutionary in any major way, and the gameplay can be a bit repetitive and grindy sometimes, but the combat encounters can be so unpredictable that stuff doesn't really matter to me. And most of that is thanks to the orcs you come across. They're all unique and have different personalities.
Your life has gone from bad to worse. I'm here to write your final verse.
Some more than others.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
And each time you come across an orc that you've already fought, they've adapted to your fighting style in some way, for better or for worse. Shadow of War is a game I can just shut my brain off to for a while. If you ask me anything about the story, I would have no idea what to tell you. I'm just here for the orcs, baby.
Join me. Mordor is ours. From cellars to towers.
I've lost any credibility, haven't I? Before you scoff, just hear me out. I grew up with the Wii, right when I was getting more competent at video games. I could finally make it through Luigi's Mansion without completely soiling my pants. So the Wii era is a big part of my history with video games, and back then, I freaking hated this thing. You see, my siblings and I weren't allowed to play any M games, as we called them. Yeah, I always wanted to play with the big boys, but Nintendo consoles were always our only option.
This is where it all begins. Prepare to play your part. The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, only for Wii.
I definitely have a big appreciation for that now, but I wouldn't be caught dead saying I play the Wii anywhere past the year 2010. Middle school was rough, man. Everyone was rubbing armpits in Call of Duty and Halo. Meanwhile, I'm in the back corner hoping nobody catches me playing Wii music. So why did I go for all the gold trophies in Wii Play this year? I don't know. I just kind of felt like it. Let me take you back to a little over a year ago to the end of 2023. My best friend had just given me a gift. It was a game, but not just any game. A game that I'd wanted to play for a really long time. It was a retro game, so yeah, I could have emulated it, but I'm one of those people who prefer to have the original system, controller, and the game playing on an old CRT TV. Anyway, my friend gives me this game and I'm really excited to play it. So what did I do? I packed it away and didn't touch it for another 4 months. You see, I really wanted to play it, but my wife and I were moving away to start a new job. New state, new apartment, new job. Believe me, I was dying to start up this legendary game that my friend was so generous to give me, but I barely had any time on my hands, let alone time to sit down for a couple hours to get invested in a new game. On top of all that, we had our biggest life-changing event by far, the birth of our first child. I've learned that being a parent can be one of the most rewarding jobs you'll ever have, but most of the time, it's hard. But something that helped me get through the first couple weeks was video games. There were long stretches of time during the day and night where we took turns holding our daughter as she slept, and it was in one of these moments where I decided it was finally time to start the game I had been waiting so long to play. Paper Mario for the N64. I'll start by saying the level of anticipation I had for this game was not met with disappointment. From the moment you boot it up, Paper Mario oozes charm. The graphics are possibly the best the N64 has to offer. The cartoony paper style allows for more detailed sprites and imaginative environments. The camera is always facing the front of Mario, so you only see what the developers want you to see, and it looks so good. The battle system is very fun and satisfying with the introduction of action commands, allowing you to boost Mario's attack power and defense by performing quick button presses right before an attack is performed. I usually don't have much patience for turn-based RPGs, even Pokemon has lost me over the years, but Paper Mario changes things up and keeps your attention with action commands so that you aren't just mashing the A button to get through dialogue and menu options. Every time you level up, you can choose to upgrade your health, flower points, or what you use for special moves, or badge points. The beauty of this leveling system is that you get a level of choice that you don't really see in any other Mario game. You get to choose the playstyle that you prefer. You can focus on HP and tank your way through everything, or you could be a glass cannon and invest everything into flower points. Throughout the game, you collect badges which give you different attacks or abilities. I found myself focusing more on badges during my playthrough, and I'm glad I did. I really enjoyed swapping badges in and out depending on which enemies I was fighting. I think the battle system is great, and everyone else must have thought so too, because they pretty much did the same thing in the sequel Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. In fact, Thousand Year Door does everything the original Paper Mario did, but doesn't that just show how good the original N64 game is? For a first entry in the series, they did so many things right. As a spiritual successor to Mario RPG, I'm sure a lot of things carried over from that foundation. And sure, it's extremely linear, most games back then were. Yeah, at times it's a fairly easy game, especially if you can nail those action commands. But I'd say the flaws are few and far between, so much so that I would almost forget I was playing an N64 game. It felt almost on par with something on the GameCube, it's that good. And I would be doing it a disservice if I didn't also mention the music. Yuka Tsujioko took great care to define the tone of Paper Mario through its music. Right from the title screen, you know that this will be a fun and playful adventure. Whether you're casually strolling through Toad Town, or need to get the blood pumping for an intense battle, every song understands what you need to feel in each moment as you play. While most of the songs in Paper Mario are lighthearted, it isn't afraid to change the tone to something more thoughtful. Or perhaps even get a little sinister. The thing that usually sticks with me the most from the games I play is the music, and although I only played Paper Mario for the first time last year, when I hear some of its music, it's as familiar as any other childhood game. This year has had some incredible moments for me, and so much has changed for our family. I'm grateful that in the middle of all the craziness, I had time to sit down and experience Paper Mario. I hope you had a good year, and that 2025 will be even better. Thanks for watching.